Hey guys, Ziyall here of the thewownoobchannel. In this video, we're taking a look at Diablo 3, the new game from Blizzard, and it came out for about 6 days ago or something like that. It is amazing. I am simply in love with it. It is so fun. The storyline is very cool, and I have completed the game personally on normal difficulty, and this footage is actually taken from I think it's Nightmare, isn't it called Nightmare? The second difficulty level. And the footage actually is, I've already done this part. This is just before the Skeleton King, and there's actually an event coming up here soon that I've already done. But the reason why I started over was basically because the achievements right now isn't working properly, and I'm trying to do an achievement on the Skeleton King instead. So I've sort of paused and wait for the Battle.net system to get up and running again. Right now it's down for maintenance, so... Anyway, I wanted to talk a little bit about this game because it is, like I said, I love it. It is so cool. I played the Hunter, Demon Hunter, and I remember when I saw some footage of, I think it was the Wizard a couple of years ago. I can't remember if it was from BlizzCon, but I remember seeing it and it seemed boring. And then a couple of years later on BlizzCon, they showed the trailer for the Monk, and I thought to myself, that sounds boring as well. And again with the Barbarian, and for that matter the Witch Doctor, I mean, I wanted to snore. And then when they showed the Hunter, I was hooked. I fell in love with it right away. It completely fit my playstyle, and I've been looking forward to it ever since. And let me tell you, even though I've been looking forward to this game for a long time, I did not get disappointed. It is so good, and the class is so cool. They've done a really good job. There's a couple things that I would like to have done a little bit differently, because I like the way the rune system is done. For those of you that haven't tried Diablo, it's kind of like with your different abilities, as you level up, you get some runes, and you can attach one rune to one ability. It can be, for example, the secondary attack that I use, where you see those two blades running around. The rune that I have actually throws out two of these blades. Normally, it's only one. You can have poisons, they can run in spirals and so on. And again, with the primary ability that I'm using is actually again from, I see if I can't find a little bit from the trailer, but it's something that we saw in the trailer. It's from the crossbow, which shoots out those, and it wraps around the head of the demon and explodes. And the rune is actually using a little bit of poison, so it does a little bit more damage when it hits together with the explosion. Which means that you can't really switch your abilities that much, and I kind of wish that you could. Now, obviously, it is not a World of Warcraft game. It has to be easy. It's hack and slash, destroy everything you see, kill everything as fast as possible. But maybe they could have maybe you could have had two abilities. So when you push the right button right now on your ability slate, you come up and you can set up everything. I would have liked it to be able to set up two. So if you wanted to have a boss encounter or an encounter where you needed a different type of attack, maybe you could just push your left mouse key on the ability and it would change to that secondary ability. You know what I mean? Hopefully I'll be able to show you in video what I meant. But other than that, it's a really solid game. I love it. It is so fun. And I kind of like the way the party stuff works as well. You can play with 4 people at once. And it kind of works like, basically what you're doing is you can either decide to set up your own game to open up for possibilities of people to join. And actually, the standard setup is that your friends, they can actually join your game like that. They don't have to ask for permission or anything like that. They can just join if they want to. So if you have a problem with a boss, for example, and you need a little bit of help, you can just ask a friend that they can just pop by and help you to take down this specific boss, for example. You can also turn that off, so if you don't want people to join your game and you want to take it in your pace, you can do that as well. And also, like I said, you can open a good game publicly. And then when you want to play online, you can choose where you want to join in a quest. You can't just join anywhere on any difficulty level. There is a sort of a level span. Within that level span, you can join from point A to point B and anywhere in between, and that is usually about 1.5 acts. But then you join, and as soon as you join, the ads get harder. You get some information that your monsters are being a little bit harder, but if someone leaves, they immediately get easier to kill. So it's always set up to work for the amount of people that you have in the party. So that's very, very cool. Another thing with the real money auction house that is coming in the game. Now, it's not open yet. It looks to be coming at about May 25th. So right now you just have the normal in-game gold. But the good thing is that there's no stealing. You can't steal each other's loot because you're all getting your version of the loot. You run and take your gold, they pick up their gold. If there's a rare item or just a normal item that a blue item, which is in World of Warcraft, the blue items are the rare items. Here, the blue items are the common items. They have anywhere from 1 to 3, 4 enchants on them. And then when you have your rare items, they're gold. And if gold items drop, it's not a matter of who gets there first. You get your version, the other players get something completely different. The only time that your stuff can be picked up by anyone else is if one player has picked it up and then decides to discard that piece of gear or whatever. So that also helps out if you have a friend you're playing with and you pick up a real nice piece of whatever and the other player in the party can really use that. You can just easily throw that off and then the party member can pick that piece up and you're good to go. Another one of the really cool features is something that you also had from Diablo 2. The world is randomly generated. Now, I did get the collector's edition myself and I've seen the material. And what they did is the borders are always the same. So anytime you get in, you have 2 or 3 different versions of a border that can be randomly generated. So you have border A, B, or C on a specific zone. And you get one of those 3 possibilities. But anything that is inside the world is randomly generated. Even when it comes to certain events. Because even though you have the normal quest chain that you're following, the storylines for killing off the bad guys, and in the end, there's actually, I'm not going to do any spoiler, but let's just say there's a pretty tragic event happening in this game. Something that they've also hinted to be what could be the storyline for the expansion. We know that are coming an expansion. We did see that on the product slate that was released a couple of years ago. So we do know that there is coming an expansion. And there's no doubt that before they started to do this game, that was already thought up. And I think maybe that, let's just say it's a redemption story, or it could be a redemption story. Anyway, anything that is inside the border can be randomly generated. The overall look of an instance, for example, something like this dungeon, anytime I get in, it has the same things, the same features, the same types of rooms, but it's all randomly generated. So it always looks similar to this. And to be honest, once you've played the game a little bit, you kind of get an instinct for where you need to go in order to get to the quickest way. Now for me, I'm doing a lot of achievement collecting, so I actually try to explore everything. Now right, you can see in this video, I don't pick up everything. I only pick up the blue items and the good items. But when I play for myself, I pick up everything. You know me, I like to make gold. Now, it's not that much of a nice gold making thing that you're doing when you pick up the trash, but it pays for your repairs. So, like I said, there are also in-game events. Something that hasn't anything to do with the storyline. It's just one specific little event that you can do on your way. You get a little bit of gold and get a little bit of experience. So every single time you're doing the game is the same. You know what to do. You have an idea what's going to happen. You have an idea where you need to go. But still, it's still a new experience every single time. The monsters are different. And you have also if you remember in Diablo 2, you had those named ads that had the blue name tag. Well, here you have blue bosses as well, or blue named ads, but you also got the gold named ads, which are even harder. So there's always a new challenge, different stuff that can happen for this instance. Whatever you're doing is never the same thing. Even I've tried to do some achievements where I played the game through normally, and then I tried to play the game again in normal. And of course this time I'm overpowered. And I experienced things that I didn't experience the first time. Parts of the quest line or the storyline that I've done a couple of times they are new to me because due to the random creation of events, I hadn't experienced them before. So it's really cool, and it's one of those games you probably could get bored of it, I don't know. For me, World of Warcraft will definitely be still the main game. And on this channel, I think I'm going to do mainly World of Warcraft stuff. But this is definitely when you're a little bit bored, nothing really happening. You have a Friday night where you don't really want to play World of Warcraft. There's no raid going on or whatever. This is the perfect thing to jump into and play for a couple of hours. Now, obviously, due to the random events, you can't just jump in and play 10 minutes and then jump out, because then you're going to start over. There's actually one of the things that is a little bit annoying is that, for example, if you DC because something happens to your internet or Battle.net or whatever, and you log off the game and you log back in, you have to start over when it comes to exploration. This stuff that I did, not right now, the footage that you're seeing, obviously, like I mentioned earlier in the video, I had done it before because I was playing the storyline and some of the events have already taken place, but I wanted to grab some footage, so I just went back to the last sort of teleport spot and I could record again. And that is actually a good thing, but it's also a problem. Let's say I really need a weapon upgrade of some kind. I can't log off to access the auction house, get that piece, log back in, and continue. I kind of wish that there was let's say a 5-minute countdown, for example. So if you do DC or you do really need a piece of gear, you could log off. A timer would start for like 5 or 10 minutes where the randomness of the game wouldn't change for those 5-10 minutes that you're doing a countdown. So obviously, as long as you log into the same character. Obviously, if you log into a different character, the old version would be scrapped and you would have to start over. But if you just need an upgrade and you can't access the auction house in game, you actually need to log off the game and then get access to the auction house. So you can log off, go to the auction house, find something that you can use and say, oh yes, this is a great upgrade, go back in and continue. You have to make sure that you find a nice spot where you don't have to do the same exploration once, or twice obviously. Now this is a good thing that when you play the game through once, there's a lot of, whenever something new happens, you get a new save point, you get a new teleport pad, which means that when you know the game, you know when you can take a break to do whatever you need to do, get that piece of gear upgrade or help with materials or whatever you need to do to log off. And that's the same thing you do. If you do play the game and want to play for a couple of hours, you need to actually make sure that you stop the game at the right point so you don't have to do too much exploration over again. Anyway, this was my preview of Diablo 3. I really enjoyed this game and I'm hoping to get many hours of fun out of it. Thank you very much for watching this video, and if you want to see more like this again, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. You can also check out my Facebook group at facebook.com/Ziyall. You'll see the link on the screen right now. There I have the latest news and stuff on what's going on in World of Warcraft and in and around Blizzard. So don't forget to check that out. Don't forget to rate this video thumbs up and favorite it if you want to. And finally, the game footage that you've been seeing through this entire video, I'm going to continue that until I ended the recording. So if you want to see a little bit more about that, you can just continue to watch this video. Otherwise, I just want to say thank you very much and see ya!
Are you ever afraid in battle?
If I ever felt fear, it has been consumed by my hatred.
We are both blessed then. My faith armors me against fear.
Strength is back. Need more time.
your death. I do not understand how evil walks in the day. Should it not fear the light?
If it is truly evil, it does not care.
But the light is both a literal and figurative foe of evil. How are criminals treated in your land?
They are given 3 days food and water, then banished.
In the Order, they're just executed.